What's up, fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and today I'm bringing you my top 10 niche fragrances for the fall of 2021. So if you want to see what these fragrances are, be sure and keep it right here. Guys, welcome back. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances, where we talk everything fragrance related. So if you guys are into top 10 videos, giveaways, interviews, weekly fragrance rotations, fragrance reviews, anything that really encompasses fragrances, be sure and hit the red subscribe button if you haven't yet. If you are a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate the love and support you have shown the channel. That does mean a lot to me. We're at like 738, 740, somewhere in there. So we're still climbing, guys. We're on our way to my milestone of 1,000. So let's keep bumping this channel and let's keep bringing the positive energy. So like I said, this is going to be my top 10 niche edition fragrances for the fall of 2021. So these are in no particular order, and like I said, these are from my collection. So you know, obviously every collection is limited to a certain degree. So if there's a fragrance in here that you don't think should have been, or if there's not a fragrance that you think should have been, you know, that's just kind of how it is. I don't have every fragrance known to man. So but really excited to bring this to you guys. Fall is it's pretty much my favorite time of the year. I love fall and I love winter. They kind of go hand in hand for the most part, but I love just the change of the, you know, the leaves on the trees and just the cool brisk mornings that are starting to, you know, pop up here and there. So really excited for this time of the year. Now these are in no particular order, so I'll just kind of go through and you know, just go from first to last. So what should I start with? I think I'm gonna start, I'm gonna start with this bad boy. Now this could actually be, you know, labeled as a spring or fall time fragrance. I think that you know, this one goes, you know, pretty well in both seasons. I find that spring and fall are similar in, you know, the kind of fragrances that you can wear, because you get some cool brisk days even into the spring. So sometimes those kind of warmer fragrances you can bust out in the spring as well. This one I think is a good balance between, you know, a good springtime and a fall time fragrance. What am I talking about, guys? I'm talking about Creed's Original Santal. Now I love this fragrance. I don't talk about it too much for some reason, but the more I smell it, the more that I just get acquainted with it, the more I love this stuff, guys. It's very creamy. Like, there is a sandalwood note in here that is just absolutely amazing. I would kind of rate this in not a barbershop fragrance by any means, but it does kind of remind me of like a warm barbershop shaving soap, or like a barbershop shaving foam. Not quite Barbasol or anything like that, so it's not like a super authentic barbershop fragrance, but it just kind of puts me in the mindset of like a warm sandalwood type of, you know, shaving foam that you would use at the barbershop. So it's not like a classic gentleman's fougere fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. It's just got this really creamy sandalwood, kind of, you know, woody and a little bit spicy, little freshness to it in there, but mainly it's about that warm, creamy sandalwood. So Original Santal, I definitely think, is an amazing fragrance to wear for the fall of 2021. All right, guys, moving right along. So this one is also going to come from the house of Creed. This is more of a barbershop fougere type of fragrance. I love this stuff, guys. It kind of sucks that it gets so hot and humid that I can't wear this year round, because if I could, I definitely would. I absolutely adore this fragrance, guys. This is Creed's Viking, and look at that juice. Like, that is just so dark and so rich. So that kind of really gives you an indication of, you know, the scent profile of this fragrance. This, man, it's so good. It's kind of been labeled the, you know, niche Old Spice, if you will. It's very woody, very spicy, but the opening, you got this rose and mint note that is just absolutely to die for. So it does go good in the springtime as well, but, you know, the dry down is the magic for me. It just really comes off very woody, very spicy. It does have some sandalwood in there, and it just kind of, there's just a slight creaminess to it, at least off of my skin. It is very, you know, woody and spicy, but that creamy sandalwood, it really does kind of shine through in the very dry down on this fragrance, and that to me is where the magic is at. I love this fragrance. It had to make the list. Creed Viking. If you guys haven't got your nose on it, I recommend it. Alrighty guys, so moving right along, this one comes from one of my favorite houses. I actually want to get, 3 or 4 more fragrances from this house because I just love the way they smell. I love the intensity behind the fragrances, and I love the way that, they're just perfumed. Like that, you can tell the quality behind these fragrances is like none other. So what house am I talking about, guys? I'm talking about the house of Amouage, and this is Amouage Jubilation 25. Guys, I love this fragrance. This is an amazing, amazing fragrance. So what you're gonna get, oh my gosh, guys, oh man. Oh, I can't wait to wear this fragrance. Oh my goodness. So you're gonna get blackberry, honey, incense, and oud, frankincense, and just all types of just Middle Eastern type of, of a scent profile. And it is absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's very, very bold and brash and in your face, but at the same time, there's this smoothness to it. There's this well-rounded quality behind it that it's just amazing that a fragrance can be that powerful and pungent, but yet at the same time, just have this class and elegance to it, guys. Jubilation 25 is like none other. I don't know of any other fragrance that smells anything like this. This is absolutely gorgeous. The blackberry, honey, and incense in there is to die for. If you haven't got your nose on it, get a sample of it. You need it in your collection. It is absolutely amazing. All right, guys, so coming in at the next spot is a house that I think does fall fragrances the best. Like, honestly, as a whole, I don't know of another company that does fragrances for cooler weather better than the house of Parfum St Marley. And honestly, it was really hard for me not to include 3 or 4 more in there. And you can see I got Godolphin and Harrod back there. Those will probably be in my winter rotation just because they are just a little bit, more heavy and thick. But guys, I could not include this fragrance, guys. This is Parfum St Marley Pegasus. I love this fragrance, guys. It is all about the creamy almond note in here. It is, when I say creamy, I mean creamy. Like, oh my goodness, guys. It does have some white florals and some musk in here, which is funny because watching Justin from Stay Fresh Production, shout out to you, man. Him and his girlfriend were kind of going over this fragrance, and they were talking about the white florals, how that's like the dominant note that they get. So that's the beautiful thing about fragrances, is that each person can get something different, and they're not wrong. What I get is a very, very, very creamy almond note in here. And honestly, if I wouldn't know the note breakdown, I would think there's sandalwood in here, but I don't think there is. You're mainly gonna get that creamy almond, and you get a lot of white florals and musk in here. Guys, this stuff is potent, by the way, too. Like, be careful with the trigger on this one because it's kind of sneaky strong. So at least off my skin, I sprayed on 3 or 4 times, and I go kind of anosmic to it after about an hour or so, but it still pushes out for a good 7 to 8 hours. So be careful with the trigger on that one. It is kind of a sneaky strong fragrance, but Pegasus from Parfum St Marley had to make the list. All right, guys, so moving right along with the list. This one holds a special place in my heart just because I have a great relationship with George. So you probably know what I'm talking about, so Zaharoff, but I have a great relationship with George. He's just a very, very supportive member of the fragrance community. He's very down to earth, humble, just a genuine good guy. But man, this one, in my opinion, I think could be the best fragrance release of 2021, at least in the niche realm of things, guys. This stuff is absolutely gorgeous. This is Signature Rosé, and it has made quite an impact on the fragrance community since this stuff has come out. Man, oh my goodness, guys, this stuff is so freaking good. I had to get another sniff. Guys, so this is obviously all about the rose, but the great thing about this is it's not a super thick, jammy, old lady type of rose. It's very fresh. It's very, it's almost like I said in my review, it almost has this like juicy quality to it. I don't know how they did that. I think it's the sugar crystals in there mixing with some of the different other notes in there. But I was talking to George about it. I said, man, this almost has like a juicy, fruity kind of quality to it. And he says that it was because of the sugar crystals. But anyways, this stuff is absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried a rose fragrance and you're kind of nervous to get into it, this is definitely the one to start with. Very, very fresh, very easy to wear. Very unisex. It doesn't smell super feminine. It's also not super masculine. So it's like just that perfect right down the middle, right down the road, if you will, of a fragrance, for unisex. If you guys haven't got your nose on it, I'm telling you, get your nose on it. You will not be disappointed. Signature Rosé for the fall time, man, it had to be on the list. All right, guys, so next on the list, this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I had to have a bottle of this. I saved it up for a little bit, got a good deal on it, so I had to pull the trigger. Man, this stuff is a quintessential fall fragrance. Like, I love this stuff, guys. And you might be surprised why I went with this one over the Extrait, but guys, this is Baccarat Rouge 540. This is the EDP. I do honestly prefer the EDP over the Extrait. I just feel like this one plays off my skin a little bit. It projects just a little bit longer off my skin, but this stuff is amazing, guys. So it's got notes of saffron, jasmine, you got amberwood, ambergris, cedar. It's just kind of like this woody, I don't want to say floral, it's like a woody, spicy, sweet type of fragrance. It has been kind of, talked about having like this burnt sugar or cotton candy like type of vibe to it. It's honestly a really hard fragrance to describe. Nothing else really, smells like it before this stuff came out. So it's kind of its own fragrance genre, if you will, but very unisex. I don't think it leans really super masculine or super feminine. I think it is kind of right down the middle. So if you guys haven't got your nose on it, if you want to give like a cheaper alternative to it, I know it sounds crazy, but you can check out Ariana Grande's Cloud. You can get like the body spray mist for like, I don't know, $5, something like that, at like Dollar General or something like that. Give that a try, and it's in the same similar facet. Obviously the quality is going to be a lot better on the Baccarat Rouge, but that'll give you kind of an idea if you've never smelled it. You don't really want to fork over the money. Even for a sample of it, you can go to Dollar General, Walmart, places like that, get the Ariana Grande Cloud body spray. Give it a sniff, see if you like it. If you like it, I can almost guarantee that you're gonna like the Baccarat Rouge 540. So that had to be on the list, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. All right, guys, so next on the list, this comes from a house that I'm kind of the only one I've seen talk about. They're kind of just this exclusive niche company based out of Paris. Not too many people have heard about them, but they sent me this, bottle for review, and I absolutely love this stuff, guys. This comes from the house of EBK Paris. This is Ruby Vanilla Intense, and it really kind of is, honestly, its own fragrance. So it's kind of hard to describe, but guys, this stuff is super gorgeous. So it's got notes of, I believe, saffron, almond. It's got some woody notes in there. It's got some spices. It does have, ambergris in there. So it is kind of this woody, ambery, almondy type of fragrance. And so, like I said, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's very, very pungent, very, very potent. So be careful with how many sprays you do. It does last a good while. I'm talking like 14, 15 hours plus, depending on your skin chemistry, obviously. But anytime I wear this, guys, I only do like 1 to 2 sprays because it is that strong. So you can see I've had this for almost a year and not much juice has been used, just because I don't need that much. It's super strong. But guys, check them out on Facebook. Like I said, hopefully they're still in business. I've reached out to them several times, so has my wife and a couple of my friends, and they've got nothing. So hopefully everything's okay with them. But EBK Paris, check them out on Facebook. Try and get you a sample of it, guys. It is absolutely amazing. All right, guys, so next on the list, man, this comes from a house that I just got acquainted with, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not looking into this fragrance a lot sooner because I love it that much. Man, this stuff is absolutely amazing. The only problem I have with it is it's only in a 50 ml and they don't have 100. But what am I talking about, guys? I'm talking about from the house of Andy Towers. This is Laird du Desert Moroccan, however you say that. But this stuff is absolutely gorgeous, guys. Very woody, very creamy. Man. This stuff is just so flipping good, guys. I love this stuff. I'm so mad at myself for not looking into this fragrance earlier. It is just perfumed so well. There's a smoothness to it. There's a roundness to it that just, man, you can tell that the craftsmanship that went into this fragrance is like none other. So it's kind of supposed to put you in this mindset of being, like in like the Moroccan desert next to like, a spice market. And as the, the warm desert air kind of blows through and it goes through this Moroccan spice market, you kind of get all these different spices and herbs and, mixed in with that warm desert sand. And it really honestly kind of does. It takes you on an adventure. That's what I love about this fragrance, guys. Super, super amazing. If you guys haven't got your nose on it, you definitely need to get you a sample of it if you can. It's not super, super expensive. I mean, for 50 mLs, you're maybe paying like around 120, 130, somewhere in there. So, it is pricey for what you get, but honestly, guys, I definitely think that it is worth it. So, Andy Towers, Laird du Desert Moroccan had to be on the list. All right, guys, so next on the list, this comes from the house of Parfum St Marley as well. And this is a fragrance that, you know, I had a full bottle of. I bought a sample, liked it so much, got a full bottle, but there's a Creed fragrance that I wanted at the time. And so me and a buddy did a trade, and, you know, I still love my Creed fragrance, but I think that I like this fragrance enough, you know, just smelling the sample that I have, that I might wind up getting a full bottle. This is like the epitome of fall, in my opinion. And this is Parfum St Marley Hopdon. This is a little sample that I got, and it is absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's got this green apple note in here that is just fantastic. It kind of smells like just a green Granny Smith apple covered in caramel, and it's got some woody notes in there. It's got some spices in there. It really reminds me of a drink that my grandma makes. It's called wassail. I'm gonna leave a picture of it right there for you guys to check out, so you kind of know what I'm talking about. But it's just this like comforting, you know, spicy fall time drink. It's got like cinnamon and cloves and blackberry, and it's made from like apple juice that you boil and you add in all the other ingredients, and it's got blood orange in there. It's just this amazing fall time drink, and it really reminds me of what this smells like. So it is absolutely gorgeous. I think if you're going to be outside in the fall time, maybe going to like a pumpkin patch or like a corn maze, or, you know, just being outside, this is just the epitome of fall in the air. I love this stuff. I'm probably gonna have to get another bottle of it. Parfum St Marley Hopdon. It's good stuff, guys. All right, guys, so we're down to the last fragrance. Thank you so much for watching the video so far. I do appreciate that. So this also comes from the house of Parfum St Marley. I didn't really plan, you know, being the last two, being Parfum St Marley, just kind of happened. But this stuff is absolutely gorgeous, guys. Shout out to my boy John Morrell for sending me this. You know, we all know that I like Leighton, don't get me wrong. I do like Leighton, but I cannot stand the opening. It just has this like mentholy Vicks Vapor Rub type of vibe to it in the opening, but I love the dry down. So what I did was, he had a sample, or he has Parfum St Marley Leighton exclusive, sent me a sample, and I fell in love with it, and I almost bought a bottle of it, guys. So I was literally almost about to buy a bottle, but obviously you can tell this is a little sample that I got. But what I'm talking about is Parfum St Marley Leighton exclusive. I love this fragrance, guys. It takes that just harsh Vicks Vapor Rub type of opening out, and it is just absolutely so gorgeous. So you get the DNA of Leighton, you know, you get all of that, but you get this coffee note in here that is just absolutely amazing, guys. In my opinion, this is how Leighton should smell. This is just a more niche version of Leighton, if you will, if that makes any kind of sense. But it's just more well-rounded, more smooth. You get this green apple note that really comes out. On Leighton, I never really got that. On this one, I get more of a green apple, like a sharp green Granny Smith apple with that Leighton DNA. And you got that added coffee note in here, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I almost bought a bottle. I'm probably gonna get a bottle. It probably will be my next fragrance purchase. Like, I'm kind of in this weird spot of like not being able to buy fragrances because trying to fix the car, but at the same time, there's so many different fragrances that I want. This is definitely gonna be one of them. I love it. It is perfect for those colder, you know, fall days and fall nights, guys. It is absolutely gorgeous. This little sample is gonna get, you know, all of it used, plus I'm gonna get a bottle at some point. Leighton exclusive, definitely had to be on here, and man, it is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate that you taking some time out of your busy day to spend with me. It does mean a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, hit the red subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure and comment down below what you thought of the fragrance lineup. I'm really curious to see. And then also put down below, you know, some of the niche fragrances that you're excited to wear into the fall months. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. And remember, if you love it, wear it.